Hey everybody, it's Courtney coming at you guys with another reading. This reading will just be a quick and general past life reading. This reading can kind of help you get some type of understanding on possibly what you're going through in this life, or possibly your lesson, or maybe even what you just connect to energy-wise, or what you're just drawn to emotionally. Now, you can pick deck number 1, you can pick deck number 2, or you can pick deck number 3. So please take the messages how they resonate. Be sure to like and subscribe. And if you need a personal reading, you can reach me at my email and check out my website. All right, so if you've chosen deck number 1, your astrology dice does say the number 11. So 11 can be very significant in your life, or this could have affected your past life of number 11. But it does show that this represents that you're being protected, your ancestors are with you, and there's good moments ahead. You might have been lucky in this life. There's gifts, connection with people, and you're sharing your prosperity. This could have happened in your past life, or this could be affecting this life. Also, your energies does show that you had some type of service to others. You could have been a people pleaser. You did what was good for you and the people around you. You worked very hard. You knew where you were going. You knew where you wanted to be. Also, you were very focused on your career. This was your destiny. And I also see that you served others, or something was full time in your life, because you had a lot of responsibility, but you were very successful. I also see that you took great steps to move up the ladder, and you became a person of power and status. This also may represent your 6th or your 10th past life, and I also see that with this past life, you could have lived during the Viking Age. You could have had the lesson of accountability. You could have even died of a broken heart or been located in Western Europe. It does show that trauma in this life was a lot of slander, and it also shows that you put your faith in nature, living off the land, and it does show with love, you felt like you were, in an arranged marriage. You could have been with somebody that you didn't really want to be with, or your lover was taken away from you. It does show that you found your identity at a child age, and it also shows that there was some type of disaster with weather. This could have been long, cold months, or something about, living in the cold. Also, another past life is coming through, and it does show that this lesson was overcoming some type of loss. It showed that there was something about a death near water, or something about drowning. I also see that there was something here in North America, and trauma was a lot of disasters that happened. Now, you did put your faith in the universe and let the divine do the work, and it shows you were a non-possessive lover. Also, for some, you could have had a feminine side, or there was a female in your life that was significant if you weren't a female. And it does show that you had to overcome loss as a lesson. Now, it does show that you were very drawn away from others, but you had this power to where when you were alone, you felt free. There was a lot of growth. And I also see that birds may have been significant in this life. Now, your energies does show that you were very strong, and you went through a lot of transformations. There was a lot of spiritual awakenings, and it shows in this life and how it connects to your past life that you need to let go. It shows that you were put here to get things in order and to resolve past traumas. Also, with this life connected to your past life, it shows you need to collaborate with others, or this is one of your powers in this life. Now, with love, it does show with a karmatic lesson from love from your past life that you will find lasting love, and that you need to let go of some type of control issues or anybody or situations that have held you back from love. Now, if you've chosen deck number 2, it does show that your energy is with a Libra, or that Libra energy is significant. This shows that in this life you're seeking balance, you're seeing both sides. There's some type of positive and negatives that you're paying attention to. You're also a people pleaser and you try to maintain the peace or stress this in stressful situations. Now, with your energies in your past life that may be significant to this life, it shows that relationships are very focused. You try to be fair in situations, you try to help people, partnerships, relationships, business situations are very important to you. Also, it does show that you're very balanced, you try to cooperate, and there was a focus on partnerships. Once again, it shows that, you discover things, you experiment with things, you feel good in taking pride in what you do. You pay attention to your visions, you're very intuitive, and also you see the pros and cons in situations and you think outside the box. Now, you could have released a lot of energies in your past life, or this could have had very releasing energies like you had to let go. And this could have focused around your seventh past life, or the seven may be significant in this life, but it does show changes. Now, it does show that you had to take some type of rest or time or focus. It shows that you're put here to endure new situations and go through a self-healing phase. Also, with your life purpose from your past life that's connected to this life, it shows sensitivity. You could be very sensitive, you could be very emotional, and also you're becoming more sensitive to need for change accordingly. Also, it shows that you need to celebrate your growth and your breakthroughs. Now, the past lives that are coming through with deck 2 show that you could have been in the pre-earth era. Your lesson was self-love. You could have died in the old age, and your location was a star. So you could be a star seed. You could be very intuitive. You could have psychic abilities. And it shows that your trauma was psychic wounding. You had a very celestial faith and love. You had true love. And it does show that you were a star seed. You're very adventurous. And you might be an explorer in this life. You might think outside the box. You might like to travel. And I also see that you like to feel free. Now, another past life that's coming through for deck 2 shows that there was a lot of trauma with torture or persecution. You could have been located in the islands. That may mean why you're very emotional, or you need to release and heal because of the water energies. Your death may have been an accident, and your lesson of life was abuse of technology or resources. Also, you could have lived in the time frame of Atlantis, and you could have been a young male, or a young male may have been significant in your life. And it shows that your love life, you might have been celibate or asexual, and it shows that you had a very polytheistic faith. Also, it does show with this life that there was some type of house fire or something about a fire. You could have been a very bold person. You could have stuck up for your family. You could have been burned, or something about fear of fire, or a fire sign could have hurt you in your past. Now, with love, your karmatic situation that connects to your past life is some type of healing connection. You will have this. You will feel forever young because you've been young in your past life, and that's been very significant with the young aged male that come through. Also, very friendly. You have support around you. People do support you, and you have this loving energy because you're a star seed. You're very intuitive, and you may give a lot of advice to others. So if you've chosen deck 3, this means with the moon energy from the dice for your astrology dice, it does show that there's a lot of personal or material positions that you're focused on. Maybe your money, your emotions, your moods, your intuition, your subconscious desires, your heart's desires, and empathy. You're very empathetic, you're very intuitive, and it does show that. Now, with your past life energies and your current life energies, it does show that you try to make things right. You try to think outside the box. You ask yourself a lot of questions. You get in your head about things. You try to get your ideas going. Also, it does show that you think short term and long term. You might be a trip taker. You might focus on what's being said or done around you. And also, it shows communication is key. You might be a talker. You might be a writer. It also shows that you have some type of willpower. What you think is what you know, and you're very strong minded, and you do it your way and on your own. You're very independent. Also, it does show that you try to meet expectations or challenges, and you try to get what you want. And also, you try to maintain honesty, and you try to maintain strength and motivation. This could affect your third life, or you might have your chart in Aries. Okay, so with your characteristics from your past life and your current life, it shows your life lesson is justice, balance, making better decisions, and knowing that you can get up and go get it. You can have fun. You got this bold energy. People are attracted to your energy, and you're here to organize your mind. Also, you're here to study the world around you. You're here for your life purpose. You're here for involvement with others. There's something about writing, reading signs, and communication. Also, with this life and your past life, it shows that you have to connect yourself to nature and improvise. Now, the past lives that are coming through deck 3, it does show that you could have been located in North America. There could have also been a death by drowning. You could be having a lesson of overcoming loss. There could have been a revolution time frame. For some, you could have been a feminine energy, or there's a female that might have been significant in your past life. It shows your love life was non-possessive, and you were very celestial. You based your feelings and your faith off of the divine through signs, psychic abilities, and it does show trauma was a disaster. It also shows that you might have felt shamed, you might have felt exiled, you might have had problems with abandonment. People would betray you, abandon you. And also, your other past life that may have come out could have showed that you might have lived in Northern Europe. You could have had a physical limitation, which was your trauma. And it shows that you might have had an atheist or agnostic faith. It does show that you had a love life full of domestic abuse. It showed that you were a sibling. You might have been older or younger, or your siblings could be in this lifetime with you, or they're very significant. It does show that this was like a classical era. You had to learn a lesson through leadership, and there could have been a death through fire, or you lost the ones that you loved through fire. It does show even an earthquake or animal attack. It could show famine or a drought or a building collapse, but it was some type of natural disaster that was outside of your power. Now, with love, your karmatic lesson from your past life to this life is to keep an open mind and let go of the past. So, I hope these messages resonate or gave you some type of insight, and hopefully you could take something from this and leave me a comment or a like, and I will see you all next time.